Alright TM Nation, I got my hands on a pair of the Earfun Wave Pro headphones about a week ago, and if you're a headphone connoisseur like myself, I'm sure that you've seen all the hype surrounding them for the retail price of $79.99. And guys, I'm gonna go ahead and straight up say it, that at that price, these are already a steal, and in all honesty, they're probably the best pair of all-around headphones that I own at the moment for under $100, making them pretty much unbeatable for the price, given the fact that they provide up to 80 hours of use on a charge, multi-mode ANC, LDAC compatibility, high-res audio, compatibility with the Earfun app, and much more that I'll cover a little bit later. As impressive as these are, they certainly are not perfect, and they may not be the best choice depending on what you're looking for, so I will go through the good and the not so good throughout this video. Inside of the box, you do get a carrying case, which is nice, and not only do these come with a USB-C cable for charging, but they also are usable in wired mode, so you do get a 3.5mm cable as well. Now, taking a look at the design of the Wave Pro headphones, they look okay in my opinion. I do know that some people will think that the branding on the ear cups is a little bit much, but it doesn't necessarily bother me. I do like the fact that they can fold up completely or lie flat on a surface if you need to, so in terms of storing them, you do have options. For me, they're also comfortable on my head, as the ear cups and the top headband do have sufficient padding for me to wear them for 6 to 7 hours at a time without any ear fatigue or discomfort. I do want to mention that they do not have a published water resistance rating, so I would not advise getting them wet, but in general, they don't feel overly flimsy in the hands, and I do believe that they'll withstand some wear and tear. Another thing that I like about the design of these headphones is gonna be the placement of the playback controls, as they're right on the ridges of the outer ear cups, which makes them very simple for me to locate without having to fidget around too much. Like I said earlier, you can get up to 80 hours of use on a charge with these headphones, and that's more than probably 90% of the headphones that I own right now, but you can only get that number if you use them without ANC. If you use them with ANC or in LDAC mode, you'll probably get closer to 50. But if battery life is your main concern, these do feature quick charging that will give you up to 10 hours worth of use from only a 10-minute charge. For Bluetooth connection, you are getting 5.3 with these, and I haven't had any issues with any noticeable latency using them to watch YouTube videos or Amazon Prime movies through any of those apps on my iOS or Android devices. Also, as I mentioned in the intro, they do feature a low latency gaming mode, so if you're a hardcore mobile gamer that needs a near instant response, these have got you covered. Taking a look at the Earfun app, it has worked well for me so far, and it does have the basics along with a few extras that I think that most people will appreciate. Through it, you can see the charge left on the headphones, update the firmware when applicable, choose from pre-built EQs or create your own, access the user manual on the go, shift through your ANC and transparency mode settings, customize the playback controls, and toggle on or off the gaming mode too. For call quality, these do have a total of 5 built-in mics that are aimed at focusing on your speech while rejecting some of the noise going on around you. I did take samples for you guys just so that you can judge the quality for yourselves. Let's check them out. All right, guys. So right now I have the headphones paired to my iPhone 15 Pro. And as you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming from the microphones on them. Now, right now, the room is relatively quiet, and I'm not going to do any type of editing to this sample. So this should give you a pretty good idea of how these will perform in a quiet environment. And now I have some simulated background noise playing in the background. This part of the test is aimed at seeing how well the microphones on these headphones can focus on my speech while rejecting some of that noise, and I'll be quiet for just a moment so that you guys can judge how loud that noise is. And I'll go ahead and start talking again. So again, this part of the test is aimed at seeing how well the microphones on these headphones can focus on your speech while rejecting some of the noise going on around you. Getting into the sound quality, I did create my own custom EQ, which I will put on the screen for you guys so you have a reference, and I'll say that these definitely give me a warmer, brighter sound signature overall. With other similar headphones, I have noticed that in some cases, I have to crank the highs up quite a bit to get the sound signature that I like, but with these I really didn't have to do that much. I made minor adjustments to the high end and I was able to get that detail that I was looking for without the harshness or piercing effect. The mids with these come through loud and clear, so I have no issues hearing dialogue, and when it comes to the bass, they did underwhelm me just a bit. I did test them with a bunch of R&B and hip hop tracks, and my conclusion is that although these will provide a respectable thump on the low end, I don't think that these are necessarily aimed at bass heads. Especially with the hi-fi distinction, I think that they tuned these to be more pleasurable for the masses instead of focusing on the bass and ensuring that we get a substantial thump and rumble on the low end. But outside of that, I've used these to watch movies, listen to music of course, podcasts, and pretty much all of my other listening needs, and they really have been able to handle everything that I threw at them well. They do get more than loud enough for my personal liking, so I usually keep them at about 80%. But if I do feel the need to max them out, these are able to hit those levels with minimal distortion. For the ANC Performance, I would say that these are a nice mid-tier pair of cans that will get rid of some of those low humming and buzzing tones, and they'll do okay with lower levels of dialogue. Now, they aren't going to get rid of loud booms and bangs, and they're not going to get rid of medium to louder levels of talking, but they will reduce those sounds to a level that you can enjoy what you're listening to without being distracted. I'd also say that the transparency mode is equally as impressive, as I can hear what's going on around me within about a 4 to 5 foot radius clearly, and I'd say that that's decent in comparison to other similar headphones that I own. So considering everything that these bring to the table, fam, there really aren't any glaring weaknesses that come to mind for me with them. The battery life is great, the call quality is good, the sound quality is good, I like the design, you're getting compatibility with the app and multi-point connectivity. I mean, these are just extremely solid all-around headphones, especially on sale right now for 65 bucks. Now, I certainly do wish that they were a little bit more bass heavy. I do think that they'll be more than adequate for most people, but if you listen to a lot of hip hop and R&B, when it comes to shaking and rattling bass, I don't think that these are gonna wow you, but in terms of clarity, I think that they do hit the mark. Before you get on out of here, if you rock with the channel and your boy Tech Mo, hit that subscribe button and knock that notification bell out so you won't miss any of my uploads. Welcome to TM Nation. Peace.